House, and she was concentrating in psychology. At last year's Ivy Champ, she was on Harvard's 400 freestyle relay and also competed in the 100 200 back. She was also fourth in both the 100 back and 200 back at Ivy's and received the award as the most improved swimmer at the end of the year banquet her sophomore year. Also her sophomore year, she was a CSCAA Scholar All-American Honorable Mention. This past year, she was vice president of the Pallades Club on campus. After graduation, she will move to New York City, where she'll be a marketing analyst for PepsiCo and live with fellow graduating senior Kyle. She says there's no way to pinpoint just one memory as the best, but she knows that as time passes, what she'll remember most is not the meets or the practices, but her teammates, especially her fellow seniors in the class of 2014, who will forever be her best friends and family here at Harvard. She also gives a big thank you to all of her coaches throughout her swimming career who have shaped her to be not only a better swimmer, but a better person. Finally, she thanks her amazing parents for being here today and for supporting her so endlessly through her swimming career. From Alamo, California, co-captain Deirdre Klutz. Our next senior is a freestyler, N.I. Emmer. He lives in Elliott House and is concentrating in psychology. He's a member of the Harvard record-holding 200 freestyle relay team. Last year he swam at the Ivy Championships and was then part of the Harvard team at the NCAA Championship, participating in the 2-free relay, 2 medley relay, and 8-free relay. He was also on the Ivy Championship team in 2011 and is a 4-time All-Ivy team selection. When he's away from the pool, he's not that far away from the pool. He's involved with Project Swim, a club on campus that teaches swimming lessons to children with disabilities. After graduating, he hopes to secure a research position in clinical psychology. His advice to his teammates is to have fun and enjoy all of the memories that you will have with your teammates as it goes by really fast. He would also like to thank his parents, coaches Kevin, Sam, and Tim Murphy, and his teammates and friends for supporting him over the past 4 years. From Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, Danny Craigler. Our next senior is a sprint freestyler. He lives in Dunster House and is concentrating in computer science. He's been an ECAC finalist for the past 3 years, including an anchor spot on Harvard's 200 free relay last year. He was also part of the travel team to Ohio State 2 years ago. Away from the pool, he has been a teaching fellow for CS50, one of the most popular courses on campus for the past 3 years. He has also served on the board of Veritas Financial Group his sophomore and junior years. He also apparently took Manuary a little too seriously this year. After graduating, he plans to retire at an early age and raise a family. His favorite memories are all the time spent with his teammates outside of the pool and racing against his teammates during practices, particularly Evan and Patty. He says thank you to his parents for everything they have done for him throughout his entire life. From Wayland, Massachusetts, Travis Downs. Our next senior is a backstroker. She lives in Kirkland House and she is concentrating in East Asian Studies with a secondary in economics. Last year at the team banquet, she was the recipient of the Mark Hostin Scalise Spirit Award, honoring the team member whose contributions to the program and spirit, energy, and enthusiasm most emulate that of former coach Mark Hostin Scalise. She says she's proud to be able to finish her swimming career with HWSD despite battling injury. Away from the pool, she's a member of Delta Gamma and is a former board member of the Pleiades Society. She is also involved with Harvard Christian Impact and Athletes in Action. After graduation, she aspires to use her language skills at the Department of Defense. Her favorite part of the season is always the HYP meet, where you truly experience what it means to be a member of this team because of the cheering and adrenaline that exists on deck. She will always treasure the moments that she has experienced with HWSD that won't exist after her swimming career is over. She'd like to thank her teammates and coaches who have been at her side and her parents in Mitchell for their unconditional love and support that helped her get to where she is today. From Eden Prairie, Minnesota, Taylor Foster. Our next senior is a breaststroker. She lives in Elliott House. She is concentrating in applied math with a field application in economics and a secondary in psychology. Yes. She has been a finalist at ECAC's all 3 years at Harvard. Last year at the team banquet, she is the recipient of the Coaches Award, honoring the member of the team whose all-around attitude and contributions stand out to the coaching staff. Away from Blodgett, she is a peer advising fellow, a member of Women in Business, a member of Delta Gamma, and a board member of the Project Swim volunteer organization. She also spent a summer studying abroad in Italy. After graduation, she will relocate to New York City and work as an analyst at Deutsche Bank and will live with teammate Deirdre. She says it is impossible to pick one favorite moment from the last 4 years, but she will cherish and remember so many different moments from those years. From the incredible training trips, to team sets, to meals at Elliott, to victories at HYP for the past 2 years, she knows there are more memorable moments to come. She thanks all of her wonderful teammates over the years, especially her fellow seniors for becoming her family here at Harvard. To Steph and all her coaches, she is so thankful for your support over the last 4 years and welcoming her into this team. Finally, she thanks her mom, dad, and brother Jack for their unwavering love and support, which has helped make this dream come true. From Sugar Land, Texas, Kyle Kruger. Our next senior is one of the co-captains on the men's squad. He is a sprint freestyler and butterflyer. He lives in Dunster House and is concentrating in government. He is a dominating sprinter with a swimming resume to show it. He is the Harvard record holder in the 50 free and is part of the record-holding relay teams for the 200 free relay, 400 free relay, 200 medley relay, and 400 medley relay. He traveled to the NCAA championships for the past 2 years and was an honorable mention All-America 2 years ago. Also 2 years ago, he competed in the 50 free and 100 free at the U.S. Olympic trials and has numerous all-IB team selections to his credit. He also excels in the classroom. He's an academic All-American as well. Next year, he is hoping to land a job in real estate development or investment management. He sends thanks to his parents, sister, teammates, and coaches for their support over the years. From Cold Spring Harbor, New York, co-captain Oliver Lee. Our next senior is a freestyler NIMer. She lives in Leverett House. She is concentrating in economics with a secondary in the history of art and architecture. Last year was a banner year for her. As co-captain of the team, she set Harvard records in the 50 free, 100 free, and 200 free at the Ivy Champs, then turned around and set a pool record in the 100 free at the ECAC Champs, and then competed at NCAAs. At the end of your banquet, she received the Sharon Beckman Award, honoring the swimmer whose outstanding performance, dedication, qualities of leadership, and promotion of Harvard swimming emulates co-captain Sharon Beckman, class of 1980. She was also the recipient of the Outstanding Freshman Award. Away from the pool, she is an academic All-American and a member of the Sablier Society. She has no set plans for next year and is entertaining suggestions. She says that the practices at Lodge blur together and the memories are far too many to recount, but she will always keep with her the pride of representing Harvard and her fellow teammates and the connection she feels with every person on the team. Being a part of HWSD has been by far the most meaningful experience that she has had at Harvard. The women who make up this team are so strong and amazing, and she is so grateful to have made friendships that will continue for the rest of her life. She thanks her mom and dad for making this possible, and she wouldn't be here without you. A special thanks to her mom, who has coached her since she was 4 years old and has gotten her through some of those tough times. From Longmeadow, Massachusetts, Sarah Lee. Our next senior is a freestyler. She lives in Kirkland House and is concentrating in the history of art and architecture, specializing in the Renaissance. She's been a finalist at both the ECAC Championships and at the Ivy League Championships, including top 8 finishes in the 1,000 and 1650 free at Ivy's her freshman year, before suffering an injury her sophomore year. When she's not at the pool, she is vice president of the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority. She volunteers at the Harvard Square Homeless Shelter and in the neonatal care unit at Mass General Hospital. She is also a statistics teaching fellow. Next year, she will be attending medical school and hopes to specialize in pediatrics. Her favorite memory on HWSD was Harvard Yale Princeton last year, when everyone on the team swam lights out fast and they beat Princeton and Yale decisively. She hopes that once she is gone, that someone will carry on her job of organizing team outings to McDonald's. She wants her mom to know that she loves her very much and this meet is dedicated to her and all that she has done. From Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Paige Newell. Our next senior is a freestyler and backstroker. He lives in Adams House and is concentrating in the history of art and architecture. He is part of the Harvard record-holding 200 medley relay team. He's been a top 8 finisher at both the ECAC Champs and at the Ivy League Championships. He's also both an academic All-American and a CSCAA Scholar All-American honorable mention. After graduating, he'll be a merchandising assistant buyer at Saks Fifth Avenue's corporate division. He says his favorite memory on the team was playing golf with the boys. From Prospect, Connecticut, Jack Preto. Our next senior is one of the co-captains of the men's squad. He is a freestyle specialist. He lives in Dunster House and is concentrating in computer science with a secondary in statistics. He has a long and impressive swimming resume. He is the Harvard record holder in the 100 freestyle and is part of the Harvard record holding relay teams for the 200 free relay, 400 free relay, and 400 medley relay. He has been first team All-Ivy numerous times. Last year he swam the 50 and 100 freestyle at NCAAs and swam the 50, 100, and 200 freestyles at the US Open Championships. 2 years ago, he was at the NCAAs in the 200 free and was All-American in the 400 free relay and the 800 free relay, and also swam 4 events at Olympic trials. That year, he also received the Phil Moriarty Award at the Ivy Championships as the high point swimmer. When he is away from the pool, he is an academic All-Ivy, academic All-American, a teaching fellow in computer science, and an Eagle Scout. After graduating, he will work at Stadium Capital Management in Connecticut. He would like to thank his parents, siblings, coaches, and teammates over the many years. This team has given him many fond memories, and he wishes everyone the best in the future. In the meantime, he is looking forward to the next Joe's Ginger preseason reunion. From Medina, Minnesota, Chris Satterthwaite. Our next senior is one of the co-captains on the women's squad. She is a butterflyer, lives in Cabot House. She has a joint concentration in history of science and government with a secondary in dramatic arts. She has 4 top 8 finishes at the Ivy Champs, including a 3rd place finish in the 200 fly and a 4th place finish in the 100 fly. 2 years ago, she competed in the 200 butterfly at the US Olympic trials. She's a CSCAA Scholar All-America Honorable Mention, a Harvard College Scholar, and a Peer Advising Fellow. Last year, she did independent research in Delhi, India, as a South Asian Initiative grant recipient. This year, she is an intern at the Berkman Center for Internet and Society and is in the throes of writing her senior thesis. She is the winner of the Michael C. Rockefeller Memorial Scholarship, which will allow her to spend a year in Israel studying religious conflict and conflict mitigation through theater. She's a little unsure of some of the specifics, but she's still very excited about this adventure. She'd like to thank her teammates, friends, coaches, and family for their infinite support and love, without which she would not be standing here today. From her teammates in the stands who never complained about 6 a.m. practices, maybe once or twice, to her coaches who became pillars of wisdom and guidance, and particularly to her teammates and fellow seniors who truly made the experience meaningful. She is grateful for the community and forever humbled and inspired by its members. She still pictures herself that she is lucky enough to be part of this team and a small part of this school. From Bethesda, Maryland, co-captain Danielle Schultner. Our next senior is one of the divers on the squad. She lives in Adams House and is concentrating in psychology with a citation in Spanish. She has been on the Ivy Championship team for the past 2 years and has been an NCAA zone diving qualifier also for the past 3 years. 2 years ago, she finished 5th on the 3-meter at Ivy Champs. When she's not on the boards at Blodgett, she is also vice president of the Savalier Society. After graduating, she will take a job at State Street in Boston as part of their professional development program. Her favorite memory with HWSD is definitely winning the Ivy Championships at home in 2012, but she will never forget all the diving team traditions outside the pool, from apple picking to the end-of-season lobster bake. She would like to thank her family for their unwavering support, the Harvard divers past and present for being the best teammate she could ever ask for, Keith for being an incredible coach for the past 4 years, Steph for her continual support of the divers, and Amanda and MC for all their hard work this year. From Potomac, Maryland, Alex Stanton.
The reason why I gave you that is because he said she was going to come.
Our next senior is a breaststroke and IMer. He lives in Mather House. He is pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering with a secondary in Computer Science. That's a big deal. He's been a member of the Ivy Championship team each of the past 3 years, including a 4th place finish in the 200 breaststroke, a 5th place finish in the 100 breast, and a 6th place finish in the 4 IM. When he's not at the pool, he is working on his senior thesis in mechanical engineering titled Manufacturing Soft Machines by Embossing. He is also senior president of the Harvard College Engineering Society, and he was a teaching fellow in engineering sciences. As for the next chapter, he is currently applying for master's programs in computational science at Harvard, Stanford, and MIT, as well as applying for engineering jobs in San Francisco. Eventually, he plans to be a space pirate. His favorite memories on the team including winning HYP twice and swimming at the Ivy Championships. He thanks his parents, coaches, teammates, teachers, classmates, and everyone else who helped him get to where he is today. From Katy, Texas, Jason Ting. Our final senior is another diver. He lives in Lowell House and he is concentrating in government. He's been a member of the Ivy Championship team for the past 3 years. He was a top 8 finalist on the 1 meter board each of the past 3 years and also has a 7th place finish at the zone diving qualifier. When he's not diving, he is the public relations chair for DAPA, the Drug and Alcohol Peer Advisors Group on campus. He's also a student intern at the Harvard Alumni Association. Next year, he'll be teaching elementary school with Teach for America, and just found out on Thursday that he'll be teaching in Denver, Colorado. His favorite memory is experiencing the energy and excitement during HYP at Yale his freshman year. He's looking forward to returning to Yale, defending their title, and reclaiming the bucket. As a diver, he has especially appreciated and cherished when swimmers and divers came together, whether on preseason trips or recruit and pre-frosh weekends. He's also enjoyed every minute of the traditions that Keith has created for the diving team. From apple picking to Halloween practices to the lobster bake, there has never been a dull moment as a member of Harvard Diving. We'd like to thank Kevin for creating a fun and inclusive environment, MC for making his senior year the most fun at the pool, and Keith for going above and beyond over the past 4 years as a coach and supporter. Most importantly, we'd like to thank his parents and family for their support and for pushing him to be the best that he can be. From Staten Island, New York, Joe Zarella. Again, we'd like to thank our 15 graduating seniors for all of their time here at Harvard, both in the pool and outside of the pool.